What's up, everybody? It is build number 10. Today we are going to be working on building our asymmetrical awareness and abilities. So whenever we do anything with an asymmetrical move, it basically means that we're weighted on one side. We have resistance on one side. So instead of distributing the weight evenly, we're going to be uneven and undistributed. So it forces the core to have to work a little bit harder. So while doing our asymmetrical moves, we are actually going to be building the core, the trunk, the torso again, as we have done a couple times already this week, but it'll be fun to keep it going. So let's go ahead and get a warm up, and then we're going to have our last day of the leg set that we've been hitting up, and then we get to move on from there. Bring your arms all the way up. I'm at a nice wide base. Exhale, pull your arms to one side. Grab your other hand, pull to the other. Get that stretch along the back. And then dive forward, reaching your arms out nice and wide. And then walk your legs as far as they'll go, keeping your toes pulled in just a little bit more than your heels. Plant onto your hands and then push your chest back underneath your thighs. Exhale, inhale. Lift your chest forward. Exhale, drop. One more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. And then turn your hands around. Let's stretch through those forearms. Bend one elbow and then the other. One and then the other. Perfect. And then hinge to one side. So let your toe come up on the straight leg side. My heel is up on my bent knee. We're going to walk ourselves over. Spider lunge. Side to side, get stretched through that knee, the calf, the shin, quad. Perfect. All right, come back up all the way. We're just going to take a few twists. Pull one knee, twist across. Wake up that core. Make sure that our back has some twist and mobility ready to go as we get into those asymmetric moves in a bit. Hitting up that other leg. Check in with the core constantly, lifted chest. 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's take it down and we'll hit up our 20 glute bridges. Hug those knees in real quick for me first. All right, set your feet, push your low back into the ground. Whatever you'd like to do with your arms, drive up through those hips. Get your glutes engaged. 3, 4. Make sure that you still feel the core contract. 8, 9. Check in with what's going on the lower, not just the lift. 14. 18, check in. Where all can you grab? 19. On the 20th, we'll hold up. Lift one leg up, and then lift and lower your hips. Your quads are lined up. Your hips are level. 4. Check in with that core. 8, 9. How much heat? 10. Can you build in that hamstring and glute? 1, 2. Woo, get that stretch. Pull as high up as you can. 4. 7, 8, 9, 10. Trying to watch and make sure. Okay, get your hip lift. The leg holds still. That the hips stay level when you're in that leg lift and lower. 7, 8, 9, 10. 2, dig in with that core. 3, 4, trying to keep my right hip up in line with the left. Push in a little deeper. That left foot, 9, 10. All right, lower down. Either dead bug or crunches. Tuck in that pelvis. Flex in through that core all the way up and all the way down. We're going to 20. How much heat and flexion can you build? 7. All the way up and all the way down. It's easy to let gravity just take you back, so try to resist. Just constantly check in. See what you can do a little bit differently. Put a little more effort. 17, 18. And 20. All right, roll it up. We're going to head into those squats. I've just been using what I have on hand for the rest of the set. So today it's going to be a 30. 10 squats, knees line with those toes, toes straight ahead. Sit straight back and down. Grab in through the core. 8, 9, 10. Okay, 20 jump squats. If you don't want to jump, just hit up your body weight squats nice and quick. Get that full squat. It is a jump squat after all. 19, 20. Whew. Curtsy lunge. One leg forward. Line your knee and toe. Other leg back. Cutting behind. Square off those hips. 2, lots of hip hinge. How much grab can you get in your glute on that pushing front leg? 8, 9, 10. Cut it back. Keep that squared off stance. And your hips squared off. Core engages. Belly holds strong. 9, 10. Okay. Now we have our jump lunges. If you don't jump, lunge and tuck. You can always shuffle as well. Really try to get that back knee all the way to drop to the ground. 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're done with that. Whew, good work. Okay, we're going to start off with a jump actually. So just a one-legged single hop. From there, we're going to work into a couple weighted sets, and then we'll hit the other leg. So we're going to be hitting up 5 reps, 3 sets through of that series. Okay, so we're going to start on our right leg, hop forward, and then step back. So there's 1, 2, just hop straight forward. If you don't want to hop from the same leg, it's a little less intense if you jump off the opposite leg. If it's still too much, just keep it light. See if you can pick your back leg up, all right? So have on the ready. I'm going to go for my 30-pound weight here. So from our single leg hop, after our 5th, we're going to go into a single leg deadlift on that same side, okay? So right knee lines with right toe, back leg kicks back. You have to keep your hips, your low back, and your upper back all lined up. So we'll go 5 in a row. Then we're going to hinge forward, hold our balance, and we're going to go 5 single side rows. All right, then we'll hit the other side. We're going to go a whole 3 sets. Might take just a little while, but that's okay. All right, asymmetry, forcing the core and the back, the trunk to work together. Here we go. 1, 2, line that knee and toe. 3, lunge a bit into that knee. 5. All right, now then line up, single leg deadlift, just 5. If you find that balance is tough, you can always try holding 2 weights, but that does throw off our little asymmetrical work that we're doing today. So I'd really challenge you to not give in, but really just work through the frustrations, and your balance will get better. We're rowing. 2, 3, 4. Try to keep those hips level. 5. All right. Left leg. Never know what it's going to feel like until you get it going. 1, 2, 3. What starts awkward means you need it a little more, right? It's because our body doesn't work that way much. It's not used to it. That's why we're throwing it in single leg deadlift. Make it used to new movements, stronger, more agile. Here's 5. Okay, hinge forward again. Find your balance. Look for a spot on the floor. It's not moving. 3, 4, and 5. See, I lost it. It's all good. We're looking for a challenge. It's not supposed to be easy. Back to the right leg. 2, you can tell which side I'm dominant on. What toe or foot? 5. I'm going to choose to jump off of. Okay. Single leg deadlift. Lock in that core. Drive up through that heel. You should feel your hamstring and glute. 5. Hinge. Contract, level off. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the left. Three, getting a little more bent. 4, this time. 5. Single leg deadlift. Really trying to track my knee with the toe. Remember, your goal is not to touch the ground. It's to hinge forward with a flat back, keeping those shoulder blades pulled together. Okay? Balance row. Four and 5. Okay, second set down, 1 set to go. 2, 3, 4, even just the rest of the body doesn't feel as awkward. So interesting. Okay. Hinge it forward. Woo. Good job. Grab that balance. Stop, reset. We're not trying to rush it. I want to get it done right. Dig in. And 5. Okay, then our balance row. Two, lengthen the back. 1. Okay, left side, and then we get to move on. 1. Find that core. Don't not do it just because it's awkward. Challenge yourself. New ranges of motion. New single leg impacts. Phew. Okay. Single leg deadlift. Lock into that core. Long, strong back leg. So what it's doing matters. Try not to let it swing behind. Hit your row. 5, 4, 3. Fight for balance. 2, and 1. Whew. Okay. Got it done. Let's set up a quick child's pose. Hinge back. Just check in with your back. Pull yourself up and through. Lock the glutes. Pull the chest forward. Hands and knees. Hinge side to side. And then up and down. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. All right. Less going on in this next round. Just a single squat press. So I'm going to attempt to use my 30 as long as possible. I think I forgot to tell you at the beginning. I also have a 25 on the ready that I'll probably have to use, and an 8. But the 25 is just a maybe. Okay, for your squat press, we're going to do 5 each side, 3 rounds. Nothing going on between except for a little bit of stretch. So set up your squat just like we did at the beginning. You're going to hold one arm at the shoulder. If you don't press overhead, just keep the weight at the shoulder or down on the side. But make sure your other side is unweighted. So you're going to squat down and then press up. So you want to be heavy enough in your weight that you have to use your legs to build a little mobility, push, drive, energy, power to get up to the top. So here we go. 1. It's all about holding that tension through the core, which also uses the back, incorporates that back. 5. So that we're leveled even when we have an uneven weight distribution. 3, 2, 1. Let's twist it out. Sit it down. Feeling good, but let's keep it that way. Okay, set 2. Sit your hips back. 2, 3. Your first focus is the core in the back here, then the glutes. 5. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. 2 sets down. Hinge to the right. Hinge to the left. Sit it back down. 1 more. 5 each. I'm staying on my weaker side first. Little help on that second side. 3. Keeping those hips as still level as I can. 5. 2. Sit as far as you can, keeping your back flat and tall. 4. 5, I think 5. Might be 4. One more. Okay, let's hit a down dog this time. Nice work. Spread open those fingertips. Push the chest back. Pedal out your feet. Remember, you want your shoulders to be up by your ears. So ears inside your biceps. And push your chest back to your thighs, but then grab through the core. So make sure you're not overarching in that low back, just as always. All right. Take one more of those yogi squats. Perfect. You guys are doing great. So next, we're going to do a bent over fly. We get to go lighter for a set. Timing is perfect. I always like it when that works out. I never know sometimes. Okay. We have been doing a lot of T raises. So straight arms pulling out to the side from a hinged position. If you need a box to sit on, that's fine. But try to keep your body weight supported with your glutes, hips, and core. So if you can, hinge forward, stick those hips back. You're going to point your palm toward me, and then you're going to raise and then lower. Let's even set that other hand on the low back. You can tell if there's any sort of shift. So we don't want any shifts. All right, here we go. 5 each side. 1, 2, 3, bracing through that back and the core. 5. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Feel like your tailbone's tucking just a teeny bit. You want to make sure you're not over pulling the tailbone. Pelvis, when we hinge forward, can't be winking too far forward or back. Okay, here we go. Set 2. First arm, 5. Take your brain to the other side of the body. What's it doing? 5. Can you get as much core flexion going as you do in a plank, tick-tock, runner sit-up? Dig in deep. 5. Here we go. Last set. Palm forward, flat back. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Grab that core, palm forward. Lengthen the back. 5. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. You can feel that other side grip and flex, gearing up to push. I actually saw recently a study report that even for people that have torn something or in a sling or a cast on one side and are not unable to do the work on the one side, still working your moving side, so unweighted, but working that moving side still relates strength and keeps that non-moving side from atrophying as much. So keep it up, tuck those knees in, give yourself a little second So here's what we're going to try. This is where I have my 25 on the ready. We're going to do a single arm press. So you have a couple different ways to do it. I'm not going to give myself, I'm going to wait. So if your left arm's holding the weight, you can keep your hips on the ground. You just drop your elbow and press. We're going to go 5 on one side, 5 on the other, 3 rounds. From there, if you want to add into it, hold your glute bridge. So tuck your hips under, grab through the core, drop, and press. From there, if you would like, you can lift one leg. You definitely don't have to. I'm not quite sure if I'll end up doing it. I haven't actually done these for a while, and I haven't done 30 pounds before. So we'll see how it goes. Lock in through the core. Decide your method. Start with your arm up. Here we go. 5, 4. Nice and smooth and controlled. 3, 2, 1. All right, pass it over without dropping it on your head. Key component. If you'd like, lift the right leg. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pass it back. Strong wrist. Lots going on. If your left arm is pushing, the left leg is up. 2, 3, 4. That core. 5. So you should be feeling nothing in the low back. Lots else is going on. Core, hamstring, glute, tricep, shoulder, back, upper back, that lat. 2, 3, 4. Try to keep those legs in a line. 5. Tendency will be for that one leg, that lifting leg, to swing in, for both of them to pull toward one another. 4, 5. So one side movements without much momentum, right? We've done some single side stuff with power and momentum. Slow and controlled forces that side to contract and support. 4, come on. 5. Hoi. All right. Nice job. We did it all. We fit it all in. Fantastic. All right. Start with your right ankle crossed over your left knee. Just push that left knee away from you a couple times. And then bring everything in with your left leg straight. So we're going to double up. Get a little hamstring here on the left, little glute on the right. Definitely not as intense on the glute when you have a straight leg, at least for me, just because I don't get it as far in, but we're going to be hitting our pigeon in a second, so not a problem. Push your hips to the ground. And then hit the other side. So put your legs back down first. Left leg crosses over. Push that left leg away. Okay, and then bring that straight leg up. Drive those hips toward the ground. Get used to scanning the body, checking in, figuring out how to relax into your stretch. Okay, roll up just a little bit. You can let your low back come off the ground. Feels good. Okay, here we go. Let's flip it over. We'll go through our little hip flexor. We'll grab some quad. So bring your left leg forward. Right leg is back. Tuck the hips under. Hinge forward just until you feel that hip flexor. Quad. Take your right arm up and then lean forward. Deep breaths. We're going to hold 15 seconds. Keep the core strong so you're not swaying in your low back. All right, there's 15. Pull your toe up in the front, hinge forward, square off your hips. So let your right hip drop out and down as opposed to lifting up. Your left hip drops down. Your right hip can drop out to the side. Reach your chest toward that front toe. Okay, before we hit our pigeon, I'm going to do a little quad stretch. You can also do this from a pigeon, but I figure we'll save that for another day. So you're going to hinge a little bit deeper inside that front left leg. Okay, and then with your right or left hand, so same side or opposing side, see if you can grab your back toe. If not, just go ahead and stand up and grab your toe behind you. Good little quad stretch back into those hip flexors a bit. Okay, release. And then let's walk our foot across to the other side and gear up for our pigeon. So make sure your foot's flexed. Remember, walk your hands forward, your knee back, make those adjustments. The first thing you need to check on is whether or not your hips are level. So that pelvis should be squared off to the ground. If you're a little bit high, but you want to be supported, grab a pillow or a dumbbell and support on that side. So just having that support helps get the stretch in the right spot. So keep a dumbbell or a rolled up towel, I'll let you know, is much more comfy. Handy if you need that lift. This is a side I gotta watch out for. You'll learn if you have a side. It's not impressive to get everything down to the ground if it's all wonky and lopsided. It's not impressive because it's not helping you at all. All it's doing is reinforcing bad lineup, bad setup in those hips and in the pelvis. All right, let's switch it back and we'll go to the other side. So start with your right leg forward. Tuck your hips under. Find that stretch. Keep the core strong. Lift your arm up and over. I know a lot of you have heard me, especially if you ever had sessions with me live, one-on-one in person. I'm not impressed by swinging heavy weight if your body can't support through the core and the glutes. Not impressed by a ton of reps unless you take them slow and controlled. Unless we're doing rapid fire, as we learned recently. Speed and quickness, there's a time for it. There's also definitely a time not for it. All right, let's get that hamstring. Toe comes up, level off those hips. Stretch forward. The goal here is that hammy. And if you're feeling more through the Achilles, the calf, behind the knee, it's okay, but maybe bend your knee a little bit and see if you can get more into that hamstring. It's all good to stretch that portion out below the knee, but a lot of times tight hamstrings relate to low back issues, so we definitely want to make sure you're hitting the hamstrings. All right, let's get that quad. So we're going to bend the leg, reach your body kind of more into a lunge as opposed to straight up on that back leg, and then see if you can grab your back toe. The higher up that you lift the hips, kind of lifting the hips and then driving the pelvis, tucking it under, the more stretch you'll get in that quad. Learn to make adjustments. Figure out what makes your body get into the stretch that you need from it. All right, our body makeup and size is all different. It's what makes life beautiful. But that means that your stretch or your move may look a little different than mine. Okay, we're going to hit up our pigeon now. Square off those hips. Flex that front foot. Make sure you have squared off pelvis. Let's take our head side to side. Now learn to grab extra little things. Kill a few birds with one stone. Turn one hand back. You can get your forearm and wrist, and the other. All right, let's push into those hands. Push your hips up and back. Find that down dog again. Bend your knees and then straighten. And then walk your hands all the way back to your toes. All right, fantastic job, everybody. I hope that you're enjoying trying some new stuff out, switching it up, getting away from just curls and presses and squats, although we did a couple of those as well. So thank you for being on a journey with me, and I'll see you very, very soon.